I have been posting a lot about relationships, partnerships, strategic um, strategies over the course of the last few weeks. And I think that, especially now, I've just now encountered some different contracts and opportunities with some large opportunities, mainly because of relationships. It's so beneficial to just communicate with people and get to know them that over time it pays off. And I think it's so hard for some individuals to understand that this world is not difficult. It's the simple things that you do that can achieve the biggest results, right? When it comes down to walking into a door and just introducing yourself, not expecting anything out of it, but it's introducing yourself. So if you are in sales, if you are in business on your own, sometimes you can't rely on the people that work for you to do everything they're supposed to be doing if you're not doing it. So I do it so the people behind me can understand there is no excuses. So if I can walk into a door that no one knows me and introduce myself and get a $100,000 a year contract by just building a relationship and a conversation, why can't you? Majority of individuals are thinking it's some kind of secret. And I keep going back to this with every single thing that I've ever done. Every business, every sales job, every management position is just the most uncomfortable part about it is just meeting people. So you're going to sit here online and try to expect that you're going to sell online and things of that nature, whether it's LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, social media, whatever channels it is. The channels are nothing more than your authority to give you at least some type of exposure on who you are, what you do, share with people a little bit more about your experience and expertise. So I do my social media channels sharing information, education, basic knowledge, basic simple steps on really just a business mindset or sales skills or basic stuff, but you don't have to make it so complicated. I did a post earlier about Barnes & Noble, and I think Barnes & Noble is just, when you go into a Barnes & Noble, it is so overwhelming because you're looking at all these books. And I keep on finding that more people are on the fiction side of the Barnes & Noble versus on the self-improvement side. So if you're over here on a fiction side and people are sitting there and they're all day long reading whatever, novels, romance and things of that nature, that's fine if you have cash flow coming in that you don't have to work, right? If you're retired or if you have cash flow and you're at a position where you don't have to work, then yeah, you go on that side. But if you want to build a business and you want to be productive in this world that we live in, you go on the right side where there's self-improvement books. Right now, again, you can read all the books in the world and you can go to school for 4 years and you're still lost. The simple part of it is when you get around people like myself or other leaders or people who are go-getters, we don't read a whole bunch of books. We don't have time to sit in the classroom. We go and make it happen. So when I want new business, all I do is I just get in my vehicle, drive to wherever I want, whatever area I want to go into, and start walking in and introduce myself. And that's it. So there is no secret to any business, and I think there's so much information I get lost on, and I know this might be beating a dead horse, but I get frustrated because we built our lawn care company from scratch to a multi-six-figure income, about to be $1 million company, because of just conversations and communication. We have a transportation business that tugboats and on rivers and stuff that we started 14 years ago, and we basically just transport people across the country all over the place. We have about 15 something drivers, and we started this from scratch, and I still love doing it because I don't like sitting in an office all day because I don't have to. Most everything that I do has created a laptop lifestyle. And I tell everyone, sometimes I think when we talk about a laptop lifestyle, people get confused on really what does that life look like. The life looks like between my phone and my computer, I can be anywhere, anytime, and I'm doing business. I have people working and systems working. So when you get to that point to really understanding, all it is that you do the grunt work first. And the grunt work is building relationships, talking to people, meeting people, and saying, hey, what can I do to work for you? If you're not happy with the current contract that you currently have, how can we earn your business? That's it. That is the sales pitch. There's no overcoming objections. There's no finding out all this stuff. I just want to know one thing. Are you happy with who you're currently with? If you're not happy with who you're currently with, can I earn your business? Can I potentially do whatever it is for you, right? So I've been in the insurance, real estate, staffing business, lawn care company. Every one of them had turned into six-figure income jobs. And I started realizing this the other day. It's like, I guess it comes easy to me these days to create these businesses. And sometimes I get lazy, and we all get lazy. We get comfortable. Because when you start getting to that point, so then I started realizing, you know what, I'm just going to do it again just to prove a point, just to grow the company into a couple another 100,000. So over the next few months, between 3 companies we're working with, we're going to grow each one probably 30 to 40% more. So because of a decision. And now I'm going to relay that back down to my team and my individuals to understand that we are on a vision of growth, at the same time leaning out waste. Getting rid of the stinking thinking, getting rid of waste, getting rid of things that don't non-productive things or non-productive. You have to constantly think of productive and non-productive. Assets and liabilities. Assets and liabilities. Assets is basically anything that brings you in money or brings you in good volume, good resources. Okay, this can be people. People are either assets or liabilities. You have to constantly be thinking this as a personal person. If you're just a one person right now, you have to look at your own personal life and say, okay, are the things and the people around me, are they assets or liabilities? Are they bringing me energy or taking my energy? Are they bringing resources or not bringing? So that's all your team of people that are around you. You have to get everybody understanding it. If you want to grow, you have to constantly be thinking growth. You have to constantly be thinking assets, liabilities. You got to constantly be thinking, is the productive things that I'm doing today getting me closer to my goals? At 9 o'clock in the morning, if you're still at home and you're doing dishes, you're doing folding clothes, or you're watching TV, you will not be successful. Period. I don't even want to talk to someone who's just sitting home doing all those things, because you're not productive. Now, if you're at home in your office making phone calls, emails, productive, social media, whatever it is, you got to constantly be thinking, am I doing the things today that are productive? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So you have to sometimes treat yourself like an employer, that you have 2 hats, employer hat and employee hat. So as an employer, you have to talk to yourself just like your employer would talk to you and say, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing in the 8 hours to 10 hours to 12 hours in a day to get me closer to my goal? So there is no 9 to 5. If you want to be successful in this world, I've never worked 9 to 5. I think I've been pretty much majority of my life, ever since around 22 at least, that I've been consistently 12, 14-hour days. Why? Sometimes I don't have to, but I choose to, because I'm trying to get to my goals faster. And when I take off, I take off. When I play, I play. So you got to look at it from a perspective of, if you are not close to your goals, you put as much time as you have to get the productive activity systems in place. The first thing is, if you don't have a whole bunch of systems and everything else in place, then the easiest thing to do is just go meet people. Go talk to people. Go hang around with people who are successful doing things and ask them, what are they doing? How can I help you? Bring value. I'm always asking people, so listen, what is it that I can do with you, for you? I have friends of mine that we all are different business owners, and we all tell each other, instead of us going to hire salespeople, just each one of us, if we all just support each other and connect and we share opportunity with each other, we can grow faster. So I have an electrician, I have a contractor, I have individuals in different pressure washers, in different businesses. So instead of, whenever I get a job, I say, hey, I'll call him and Kyle, can you do the pressure washing on this job? Or so-and-so, can you do the irrigation on this job? I'll call another friend and say, listen, can you do some marketing? So it's all about building your connections. It's about building your team. It's about building your resources. And sometimes the team might not work for you, but the team can be other business owners that are all like-minded that can do the work with you. So Renee Manfree, I hope this video gets to you, because this is really something that's been irking me for the last few months. And I'm really getting to the point to where, after all the things that I'm seeing online, I just feel that there's not enough of the reality of truth of what you should be doing on a daily basis. And then sometimes as a coach, I need to be talking to my clients and telling them, so listen, from an accountability perspective, if I was your employer and you're telling me you're doing this at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you'd be fired. Period. There's no bar. So if you want to succeed, you have to do this, this, and this. At the end of the day, come back to me and say, how many phone calls did you make? How many people did you contact? If you're not reaching out to 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people on a daily basis, how do you expect to get business? It doesn't matter what business you're in. You're not doing the right activity is why you're not getting the results that you're looking for. I hope this helps. Bye-bye.